hour of all that's happening around the world's premier women's league. I'm John Paul Della Camera, along with a pretty good player in her own.
Act 2 is next. She's back. Mia Hamm returns to the field of many a triumph. She won 4 titles here as a member of the University of North Carolina Tar Heels. Today, again, she comes back as a member of the enemy. Her Washington Freedom, the team she captains, will take on the Carolina Courage. And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I'm John Paul Della Camera. The Washington Freedom doing much better than the Carolina Courage these days. A win for Washington puts them at the top of the table in the WUSA. As for Carolina, they're just looking for their first win, or even their first points of the season. For more on today's game, let's get an update from my partner, Wendy Gabauer.
I'm here with Carla Overbeck. Carla, you're the captain of the Carolina Courage. There's a lot of pressure being a captain, also a lot more pressure being a captain of a team still looking for win number 1. How do you lead this team today?
We just have to stay positive, obviously, create chances we have been in the past, and finish those chances.
Carla, you've been so close in every game. In fact, you've led in the last 3 games. Tell me what changes are you going to make today?
We're just going to go after it. You know, we're going to try to play 90 minutes focused of good soccer.
Go get him, Carla. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you, JP.
Thanks, Wendy. 3 weeks ago, Carolina had the lead and lost it in the end when Mia Hamm just took over the show. Will Mia do it again today? Come back with us and find out. Starting lineups are next.
If you thought 20/20 vision was perfect, ask your eye care professional about the AccuView 2 contact lens. 7 out of 10 who wear it see better than 20/20. AccuView, advancing the science of sight.
Let's do it.
These guys don't look so tough.
Heads up.
I got your back. On your left. Go, go, go. I'm hot, baby.
Time to go for a spin.
Gatorade, bring your game to life.
I'll take the big guy.
Which big guy?
Soccer's where I met Tracy. I met Felix. We all play together. We have fun together. He's the coolest. My nickname is Bigfoot. Goalie Queen. They call me Bulldog because I'm really aggressive. Soccer makes me feel pumped up. It gets you stronger. It makes me feel great. Soccer's when I run faster than anyone. I could play forever.
You were awesome. Yeah, you saw my rebound? Okay, hotshot. Now you gotta clean up.
New Clean and Clear Deep Action Cleansing Wipes with beta hydroxy for a deep down tingly clean. 1, 2, 3, 4. New Deep Action Cleansing Wipes. Clean and clear and under control.
My husband likes to invest in the stock market, but for the kids' college, I wanted something safer, less of a gamble.
So we chose the Texas Tomorrow Fund.
With the Texas Tomorrow Fund, we make monthly payments like a savings account.
But we like the in-state college tuition at today's prices.
And if our grandson wants to go out of state, he can use the money there.
As long as he calls every Sunday.
Enrollment ends May 25th. Call toll-free or visit our website. The Texas Tomorrow Fund is safe, simple, and guaranteed.
It's been one of those days, nothing's gone your way, and you're needing a place to unwind. Peter Piper's the place for you. Bring the kids and come to the one place for fun. Your family has a good time. There's a Peter Piper in your neighborhood, where fun never tasted so good.
And now you can get everyone's favorite, a large Chicago Classic pizza for just $7.99, only at Peter Piper.
There's a Peter Piper in your neighborhood, where fun never tasted so good.
Welcome back, everyone. The crowd still filing in on this very hot and humid day. Fetzer Field, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It's the rematch. Mia Hamm going up against the Carolina Courage with Wendy Gabauer. I'm John Paul Della Camera. Let's check out our starting lineups today, as always, being brought to you by Clean and Clear.
JP, the Washington Freedom has so much potential offense, but the player to keep your eye on is number 13, Tracy Milburn. She got a surprise start against Boston, had a goal and an assist. She adds a lot of punch to their front line. And for the Carolina Courage, keep your eye on number 5, Tiffany Roberts, coming out of the defensive midfield position. She will shadow Mia Hamm all game long. She did it against San Jose, against CC, and she did a great job.
You'll see two great goalkeepers on display today. Molnix to the left, Nordby to the right. You may have seen them in the Olympics, and if not, we hope you saw them 3 weeks ago here on this same field. They're coming back for another rematch.
Every Tuesday, see the story of a woman who started out a cop and became something more. What are you? Justice. Witchblade, the original series. Tuesdays at 9 p.m. beginning June 5th, only on TNT.
Right here, right now.
It's time for Toyota's National Sales Event. The time of year we go all out to move our huge inventory of SUVs, including 4Runner. Right now, get a 4Runner with your choice of $1,000 direct-to-you customer cash back or 2.9% APR financing. That's $1,000 cash back or 2.9% on the...
Welcome back, everyone, to Fetzer Field, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Washington Freedom versus the Carolina Courage. With Wendy Gebauer, I'm John Paul Della Camera. Thanks for joining us today here on TNT. You can also hear the play-by-play of this telecast in Spanish by selecting SAP on your television remote. All set for battle. An important game for both teams, but more so for Carolina. They need to get at least a draw out of this today. Something positive for them. Carolina today in blue. In white, Washington Freedom, that's Mia. And it's going to be played all the way back to Benton Nordby. Nordby, regarded as one of the world's best goalkeepers, has not done as well so far this year.
Well, JP, last game we saw here against the Freedom, she came out the day before the game. She had a contusion in her quad in practice, so she was a bit on edge, just not totally 100% healthy. But we're looking to see her at her form that we saw in the Olympics.
Ball belongs to Carolina. Coming off a loss last week. Tracy Milburn getting a call today. They like her as a compliment to Pertinia because she's more physical in the air than Rosalie was. When they had Rosalie and Pertinia, two similar players, and they weren't clicking combination-wise, so that's a change for the Freedom.
Right, JP, for people who have watched the Brazilian team, I would liken it to like a Pertinia and a Katia up front, where with Katia you got a lot of speed, explosion, and very powerful shot versus a kind of an artist in and around the box with Pertinia.
Sent long by Wenley Wrong. Look out there. Molnix tried to come out. She ran into her own player, Emmy Barr, and Michelle French will clear it out.
You can hear Molnix yelling, "Clear it away, clear it away."
Series had to be more of a leader on this team because the defense in front of her is younger and not as experienced compared to her national team duties, where she had Overbeck, Fawcett, Chastain, Pierce, and Sobrero at times. Here's the ball flighted. Milburn, besides being physical, does have speed too. Burt will catch up. We'll make it Wenley Wrong catching up. Trying to slow it down. Wenley Wrong, one of the world's better defenders. That one's blocked.
JP, I was surprised there that Milburn didn't go ahead and take her on because Wenley Wrong was flat with no pressure behind, no one supporting her.
Look out for Mia Hamm in the box. And coming out was Nordby to take it away. Mia Hamm electrifying in the first or second minute of this game, now going into the third.
And that's the personality that we saw last time they matched up on this Fetzer Field. She's excited because she's playing in the center of the midfield from an attacking position. She likes that much better than being out wide. And JP, you and I have both seen it. She's so dangerous from the center.
She's going to get a lot more touches in that spot. Two players collide, incidental contact.
Here we'll take a look at this run by Mia. Look at this explosion and creativity. She loves to run at players, and she's at the top of the box now, penetrating in the box, and Nordby comes up big and makes a huge save. And that's your clear view presented by AccuView.
Back live, we've got a foul that goes against the Freedom, so Carolina will put it back in play. All Mia did the last game, 1 goal, 1 assist. She changed the game when they changed her position, and this was after she was taken off the field with an injury that a lot of us feared was worse than it actually was. Free kick, Wenley Wrong, sending it up. Not it down in the box. Molnix comes off of her line to stop it. Siri leading the WUSA in saves with 26 coming in.
JP, and the interesting thing about that is she's also come out and played a lot of balls with her feet. A lot of other teams have gotten in on her, and those aren't necessarily netted as like shots on goals and saves. So she's faced a ton, and she's come up big time.
And she may face more. Coming up on the left side, Mika Hansen went near side, and it went out. Goal kick. Still scoreless. We're in the 4th minute. Well-known coaches, Jim Gabarra to the left, Marcia McDermott to the right. Both were great players in their own right. Gabarra played on the 1988 U.S. Olympic team, and Marcia McDermott had several caps with the USA national team, as well as being a great player at Carolina. Bertini on the ball.
JP, I can attest to her being a great player. I'm going to come back to this in a minute.
Bertinia looking to dance down the middle. Left it for Mia Hamm. Good idea, but not enough on that ball to reach Mia the right way. Hegedisa. Look at this ball, but it's going to be a bit too far and angled towards Emmy Barr, who cleared it away from Jankowski. French up the wing.
JP, back to my comment, Marcia McDermott, she was one of my biggest motivators as a player. You know, you're so fired up before a game, and to see her run on the field, I mean, I would get chills just because she played with, her heart was as big as a lion. And it was just, it's awesome to see the passion that she played with. She played mad dog defense. We coined that term after her.
All the way back to Bente Nordby, who's given up a couple of goals per game. And in each of the last 2 games, this team has given up an own goal, which still looks bad against the goalkeeper's average. Nordby, that was miscommunication. Her and Wenley wrong. Nordby along with Hegedisa, the top picks in the foreign draft of the WUSA. Foul is called on the Washington Freedom. Emmy Barr was way up to make that stop. 6th minute, scoreless, Washington and Carolina. Last time here, you may recall, Carolina scored first. Bertini off of the corner kick. And Washington scores twice in the second half to win. Contact inside, and it goes against the offensive team, Mika Hansen.
JP, I could see that from up here. Hansen's got to keep her hands down. She's all over Skylar Little's back.
Skylar Little, every minute, every game so far. Twin sister Jackie playing on the West Coast for the Cyber Rays. Brought back down, Stacy Burt out of the University of Utah. Played it wide for Jankowski, and even on this wide field, that was too far wide. It's about 75 yards wide. Same field length and width, pretty much as RFK Stadium, so both teams are used to it.
And no need for a lead pass on that one. Just play Kim Jankowski's feet. She's got a lot of speed, and she'll face up on French.
Off that long throw-in, they were looking Bertinia's way. And on that far sideline, it'll go out. Belongs to Carolina in the 7th minute. Flicked up by Roberts and then cleared. Halfway line brought down by Washington. Emmy Barr on the far side. Bertinia off the chest. Freedom tried to settle. That was Milburn in the middle, and she lost it there. Mika Hansen with possession back to Wenley wrong. She has Bertini left. She'll bypass Bertini. Looking a bit longer for Meredith Florence, who'll be graduating here tomorrow in Chapel Hill. 7th minute, scoreless. Out of play again, another throw-in. This time it's Washington. Don't miss your chance to ask Mia Hamm a question live at halftime. Send your questions to WUSA on TNT at AOL.com. The AOL keyword is WUSA.
JP, over 2,000 responses already.
It's incredible. They're still coming in. We'll pick a question, ask me at halftime. It's the most response in our AOL instant messenger questioning since the start of the year. Bertinia heads it forward towards Milburn. Milburn played it back. That's by G. Only her 3rd game with this team. Sends it over. Good idea. Left side. French keeps it in. Plays it for Bertinia. Shot at a goal. Bertinia. Well done, but it started from by G. And the league's leading scorer, Wendy, is at it again.
This is a great attack. It started by Baiji at the corner of the box. Here we take a look at it. Great ball to the back post, beats the defense. Now look at this beautiful ball. Okay, freeze it there, freeze it there. This ball comes back here. Great finishing angle by Bertini. Go ahead, roll it. And look what Bertini does. She's an artist in the box. She just connects with it and finishes low to the right post.
French and Baiji helping out. Well, Baiji is learning the language, learning her teammates, and what a great player she is if you've never seen her play. Coming through, the little pass up. So this is totally different than the last time here, a few weeks ago in Carolina. took the early lead offside on Pretinia.
And here's another look at this last attack from behind the goal. This time, look at this beautiful ball by Baiji to the back post here. And look at that great ball back by French, and Pretinia just finishes it one touch, and it slips right by Bente Nordby. Tell you what, JP, this Freedom team is so deep as it is, and then to have Baiji join the lineup makes them even stronger.
Hegarisa sending it in. That's Mika Hansen playing it across. And Fotopoulos got the feet tied up. She couldn't get free. She was open. Thrown away towards Bertini, who let it go out for a throw-in. Mika Hansen, that's cleared. Wenli Rong. Now back to Carla Overbeck. Hansen was defending. Here's Bertini. Canadian international finds the Danish international Mika Hansen. And contact foul is on Baiji. Baiji going up against her Chinese national team teammate today, Wenli Rong.
Now Carolina's going to be targeting number 6, Danielle Fotopoulos. She's great in the air. We've seen her score. Last game, she scored on a corner kick with her head.
Wenli Rong setting it up. And that's cleared back. Quick shot! Too high over Mullenix. But strangely, Wenli Rong took that free kick. In the games we've seen, it's always been Hegarisa.
Here's the free kick coming right at us here. Beautiful ball in the box, but Fotopoulos is marked very well, and that's a nice clear by DC. But look, it comes right to Kim Jankowski's left foot. She's just leaning back a bit, JP. She's got to get over that ball, get her shoulders over the ball.
To live action, the Skylar Little pass was intended for Michelle French. Jankowski takes it up towards Hegarisa, went out for a throw-in. Hegarisa finds Jankowski. Jankowski tried to cross it and succeeds in getting a corner kick. First one for Carolina. This is how they scored against the Freedom the last time. Both of Hegarisa's assists on the season have come on corner kicks. Hegarisa setting it up. Bertini is up for it. Couldn't get to it as it was cleared away. Looked like Cromwell in there. Now back the other way, Ham dispossessed. Carolina will play it out wider. The knock from Risa towards Overbeck. Mullenix got a piece, not all. It's loose. And a bad bounce for Carolina. Referee and referee's assistant collaborate, and they'll say goal kick, but Carolina might unlucky there that nobody could knock that in.
JP, I'll tell you what, Hegarisa was the player who made that run out wide, and she served a beautiful ball in the box. That's an early ball bending behind the defense, so she puts it in no man's land, and Mullenix is trying to make a save with pressure on her, and Carolina, they got unlucky. It just didn't kind of bounce to their foot the way it needed to.
Long run by Florence, but it's back to Mullenix, and Syria holds on. Nearly 12 minutes gone. And Washington has the lead. Bertinha trying to get behind Burt. Nice on the back heel. Brazilian style to French. She was looking for Milburn. That's cleared away. Knocked away. Last touched by Hegarisa. So the ball belongs to the Washington Freedom. And as strong as Wendy was saying they were, they'll be even stronger when Anne Makinen, the best player from Finland, becomes eligible. She's played collegiately at Notre Dame and is still trying to get her working visa. Currently she's on a student visa, and that may change by next week. She is projected as a starter. Long clearance the other way, halfway line. Barr will send it up. French to Cromwell. Carolina lose it there. Mia Hamm pulls it back. That's nicely done all the way back in the middle. Stacker. Jen Grubb on the turn. Grubb going long, and Baiji is called offside. The WUSA on TNT is being brought to you by Hyundai, proud to be a charter sponsor of the WUSA. Hyundai is backed by the freedom of America's best warranty, the Hyundai Advantage. And by new Band-Aid brand pain and itch relief bandages. Band-Aid, the better healing brand. Carla Overbeck on that free kick. Off a deft touch from Risa, but is cleared back by Washington. Nordby's way out of the box. Milburn putting some good pressure on her. forcing a turnover. Bretinia. Mia Hamm has Baiji open. She timed to run perfectly, but the ball is too far in front of her. Nordby almost lost it. Good read between Baiji and Mia Hamm.
Look at this run here by Baiji. She beats the defense. Great job to get in there. But Bente Nordby comes out strong and protects her box. She says, this is my home. Don't come in it.
Wide on the right side. Here's Carolina attacking. They play it back. Nobody was there except for Amanda Cromwell, who clears it out. Our time to welcome in Marion Jones, former UNC graduate and part of the opening ceremonies here today. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Nice to have
Marion, good to see you.
Nice to have a gold medal winner beside us. We're getting up there. Last week we had the former heavyweight champion of the world, and now
I saw him.
Two-sport star. What's it like coming back to your campus and being a part of all this?
Yeah, it's incredible. I live right down the road, and so of course I'm a big Carolina Courage fan, and every time I get a chance I watch the girls on television, so it's a great thrill.
I know you're a great basketball player too, as well as a track star. Did you ever think about soccer at any time?
No, I played soccer.
Unbelievable.
I did play soccer when I was young, and I told Coach Dorrance while I was here at Carolina that they always ask you, what other sport would you like to do? And I said, I'd like to be a part of this this Carolina soccer team.
Or she would have been a three-sport athlete then. Would be able to handle that and classes at the same time.
I was talking to Cindy Parlow last week, and she said she would have loved to have me on the team. She would have just kicked the ball and made me take off running. I told her that's not fair. You have me out there doing all the work.
Hey, she's smart. You got that speed, we'll take it.
You know, Marion, it's not too late. It's not. It really isn't. I know you're talking WNBA. When do you think you might do that? I read about that. You want to play basketball?
When I'm done with track, I plan to be in the sport another 2 Olympics, hopefully another 8 years, and if my body's not too beaten up by then, maybe.
Marion, a great story that I don't think a lot of people know. Coach Dorrance filled me in on. He said that you and CJ asked for your wedding present for a signed autographed jersey by Mia.
Yep,
so you've always been a big fan,
We're big fans, and we have it hung up in our house, and since then, we've had a chance to become really good friends with Mia and the rest of the team, so it's been great.
He almost scored a goal for you right there.
Yeah.
Washington is leading. Stay with us. 1-0 over Carolina. Skylar Little will hold it. Now to Baiji. Oh, she beats Bertini on the run to the byline. The cross is going to be blocked and cleared out. Hegedisa will take it over. Marion, one of the reasons you're here with us to promote the Goodwill games that you'll be a part of in Brisbane. That's going to be late August, early September. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm thrilled about it. It'll be my first time back to Australia since the Sydney Olympic Games, and the chance to compete against the world's finest athletes in the Goodwill Games. It'll be something special to watch.
Refresh my memory. 5 medals?
Yes.
I mean, that's incredible.
3 gold, 2 bronze.
Where do you put them? Big trophy case?
I'm not telling.
Yeah, don't divulge that secret.
No, you don't have to worry about me, but long ball played into Bente Nordby, and she'll hold on. How about training for you? Is it all year long, or do you ever get a break?
I usually get the month off after the season, which is usually the month of October, but I train and compete 11 months of the year.
It's incredible. No time off. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, guys.
Marion Jones, pleasure.
Good luck, Marion.
Thank
It's
you,
great to
guys.
see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for supporting the league.
My pleasure.
18th minute, Washington leading Carolina. Goal was scored by Bretinia, who continues to lead the league in that department since day one. She scored on that penalty kick against the Cyber Rays. This one is going to be knocked out of play. There'll be a throw-in coming up. We talked about the Goodwill Games with Marion Jones. Are coming up, the 2001 edition, August 28th through September 9th, right here on TNT. So back to Australia they go. Hamm on that far side defending. Carolina will get it and clear it out. Well, Marsha McDermott told me before the game, Wendy, that they have to take out Washington's personality players, and they really haven't. Mia's done pretty well, and Mia and Bretinia, Baiji have all combined for that goal.
Right, and Tiffany Roberts has got a big job on her hands trying to shadow Mia Hamm all game long. She's going to try and put some pressure on her, but, you know, you stop one, how do you stop all the rest of them? It's just, I mean, this Washington team is loaded with excellent talent.
Bretinia bringing it down, and then she's taken off the ball by Wenley Wrong. Going long, that was a great idea, and Hegedisa was open. There's Amanda Cromwell. formerly of the University of Virginia. World Cup 95 team sends it up, the offside flag up at Bertinia, but they're looking for another quick goal and maybe deflate this Carolina team.
Well, it's interesting because with Carolina Courage having Captain Carla Overbeck in the backfield, she's going to be leading these guys all day long. Let's take a look here at the serve. It's on Amanda Cromwell's foot. And go ahead, freeze it there. Okay, now let's look. Yep, there's the line. The ruling is if you're even, you're off. I'm sorry, if you're even, you're on, but she's off. She's about a foot in front of the last defender, so that was a great look at that last attack. Definitely offsides.
She tried her best to stay on. You'd expect fewer offside calls the longer the season goes as the players get used to their own timing with their teammates. Second corner kick coming up for Carolina. Washington will defend. Molnix can be expected to be vocal here. Let her teammates know what's happening in front of her. Sears got help at the post. Played across. Molnix, 2 fists on it, but it may come back at her. Meredith Florence lost it, though, as she was planning to shoot off the right foot.
JP, top of the box. You don't have time to take that ball down. You got to hit it one touch. Go ahead and unleash it, or at least get it back on the face of the goal into the mixer and try and see if you got a teammate there waiting for a deflection.
Kowski right. Sending it up. Lindsay Stacker heads it out. It'll be the third corner for Carolina. Lindsay Stacker returning to the Chapel Hill area. She's from nearby Raleigh. Attended high school in the area. In fact, went to visit her old high school coach yesterday. Made the late edition of the news. They seem to have a great relationship, coach and player. Set for the corner. Grubb marking up Patopoulos. That's not easy to do on these. Look at the strength there, but Molnix got it.
JP, all right now Molnix is saying, go ahead, serve that ball anywhere from the goal mouth to about 10 yards out, and that's my territory. She's playing so confident right now.
Siri clearing it long. Brought down by Bertini. Given up, Jen Grubb. Cromwell back to Stacker. Across the way to Emmy Barr. Barr advancing to the halfway line. Both teams have used the back 3 all year. And most of those players at the back have played full 90s. Back for it, French. Back to Stacker. Stacker will switch to Skylar Little. Out of UCLA to Baiji. Right through. Mia tried to disguise that run, but she's flagged.
JP, that is a great way to beat an offsides trap. Actually, whether Carolina's trapping or not, they're playing very high restraining line. So what happens is if the midfielder goes ahead and makes that run, and Mia's a talented and experienced enough player to know that, she usually can keep herself on sides.
Wendley wrong on the left. Try to go forward. Skylar Little breaks it up to Baiji. Grubb will give it up. It's coming all the way back over the head of Skylar Little. Jen Grubb with it. Another player that came out of Notre Dame. Now it's Barr on the left. She's from Santa Clara. Bretinia, as she turns, there was no one there. She released that ball. I'm surprised, but Barr may get it. Norby didn't get it all. Barr across. Milburn is open, and it's saved off the line. She had nothing on that shot. But Carla Overbeck, if she's not there, that's a goal.
Benton Norby was very surprised by Emmy Barr's speed. She made a great run behind the defense and didn't come out quick enough, JP.
I gotta tell you what Jim Guevara loves about that. Bretinia normally would dribble it in a few more touches. She played it to Barr, and that almost worked.
She's mixing her game up a lot.
Milburn holding it in a space that Mia Hamm is going towards. Well read by Captain Carla Overbeck. To Florence, coached here by Mia Hamm last year at North Carolina as an assistant. Playing it through, there's Molnix, and she'll clear it. The offside flag was up anyway. I thought it came up a bit late.
Here's the last attack here by DC. Look at Bretinia. She's got the ball and finds Barr, making a great run behind the defense. Benton Norby's not coming out quick enough, surprised by Barr's speed. Comes up and serves a nice ball in, but Carla Overbeck gets in her position well, very calmly collects and serves the ball out.
Stacker will send it up. There's no flag on Baiji. Inside the box she goes with options. Baiji went near post. Nice save, Nordby, but there were other options there.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Carolina got lucky on that one because she should have actually found Pertina inside a little bit earlier. She was wide open, JP.
Baiji trying to learn the English language.
Great ball by Stacker out of the back. Baiji's in. She beats the defense. Takes a long touch in. But her option is Pertina right there. You saw Pertina right in behind Karlovic. You see her with her hands here, JP, saying, I wanted that ball. I think she was in a better position to score. Typically, it's very tough to beat a forward or a goalkeeper on the near post like that. I'm wondering if Bertini's injured, JP. She just came out. Beth Shepherd went in for her.
While we were on replay. Wouldn't think it would be tactical at this stage of the game, 25 minutes in, but you never know. Carolina has lost 4 straight, so they might do some things differently, trying to shake things up. But I would guess, too, that maybe Savannah's hurting.
I tell you, it's not good for Carolina to have a personality player like that come out so early. I'm really surprised. I know, you know, in playing with Savannah Bertini on the Raleigh Wings, when we would have really hot, humid days like you've got today, she did struggle a bit more just with acclimating. Being from Canada, she wasn't used to the heat and humidity. But it's too early in the game for her to come out.
Yeah, she looks like she might be struggling. Although it's hard to tell the hurt compared to frustration, because a lot of these players are not used to losing. Not so much Bertini, but Carl Overbeck certainly not. Tiffany Roberts not used to losing. Nordby, no. Hegarisa. Here's Baiji.
And what a tough position for Jim Gabera to be in with his Freedom team to get him prepared. I mean, you never want to play a team that's 0-4 at this point in the season because you know that they want that win more than anything in the world.
Baiji knocks it back to Skylar Little. Skylar Little and Baiji trying to understand one another because that's the side that Skylar Little makes her runs on. Baiji's side. Baiji's actually in the spot where Mia Hamm was before, that right side of midfield. She tried to play a ball to Mia Hamm, but they weren't on the same page together. 26th minute. Fetzer Field, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. We hope you're enjoying today's match on TNT along with Wendy Gebauer. I'm John Paul Della Camera. Pertina, the league's leading goal scorer, has done it again. She has the lone goal of this match. Fotopoulos, so few touches today, and then she gives that ball away. Look out the other way. Milburn is onside. Racing in, edge of the box. Defended by Wenley Wrong. She tried to cut inside and use her strength, but I tell you, going up against an international defender, Wenley Wrong didn't bite on it. It's a corner kick, though, for the Freedom. Mia Hamm generally takes these on one side, French on the other. It's going to be Hamm and French both showing up there. So there's an indication that it might be a short corner. But it could be a smoke screen. We'll see. Hamm is very close. They go short. They leave it for French. That one was headed for the near post, but cleared away by Carolina. You could tell that that was not an ad-lib situation. They worked on it in training, even though it didn't look good. The way it was executed is cleared out by Carolina. Throw in for the Freedom. French to Skylar Little. Broken up. Hansen couldn't get it all. Milburn was there. Meredith Florence pushed down, and the foul is called on Skylar Little. Little, a former captain at UCLA. 28th minute. Washington on top of Carolina. They're going to beat him for the second time in 3 weeks. That's Beth Shepherd, who also played here at Carolina. Long pass, cleared out. Touched up by Lindsay Stacker. Fotopoulos is the one that they have to find. She's their leading goal scorer, and maybe a couple of touches. That's it so far.
Chippy, I'd like to see her work a little bit harder in and around the box. Use her body. She's got great strength. She can't wait for the serves just to be served in, and she's so good in the air, but I'd like to see her mix it up a bit. But here on this corner, they'll be targeting her in the box.
Fourth corner for Carolina. Hegarisa will take it. One of 4 players for Carolina with well over 100 caps. Hegarisa going near post. Molnix was coming out. There's a lot of traffic. It's coming right back to Hegarisa. As if we're on a string. Molnix punches it away again. Wenley Wrong settles, thinks about the shot, now takes it! What a shot! It was looking good for the moment it left her foot, but it was just too high.
Here's a look coming at us. Wenley Wrong settles it with a beautiful touch like all the Chinese players can do, but just doesn't quite get over the ball. Molnix had it covered.
Molnix clears as we're back to live action, 29th minute. To the near sideline it comes. Skylar Little is there. Defended there by Beth Shepard, who went out for a throw-in. Skylar Little looking for Ham. Remember, 3 weeks ago we talked about how little Ham got on the ball in the opening half. Not the same today in that different position. Central midfield. Push back, and now it's cleared by Stacker. The look was towards Milburn. Wenley Wrong clears. Hegarisa. Back for Wenley Wrong. Nika Hansen. Play is continuing as Carolina lost it. Will fight to get it back from Milburn. Two courage plays running into each other. Nice play in the back heel by Roberts to keep possession for Shepard, then Wenley Wrong. Up the left sideline. Meredith Florence makes the run. Defended by Stacker, and then Florence did the holding and the tugging, and she gets called.
Stacker did a great job to get her body between Meredith Florence and the ball. And really, for Florence to get that, she had to foul her. Smart play by Stacker.
Stacker will put it in play. We'll be going downstairs in just a moment to the Washington Freedom head coach, Jim Gabara. In just a moment. Right now, Washington has the lead by the score of 1-0. Grubb will go back for it. Coach, welcome. Give us your thoughts in the first half. Your team up by a goal.
We're glad to be up by a goal. It's the same concern we had last weekend, where we created a lot of chances and not really putting all of them away. So defensively, I'm happy with the way we're matching up with their physical players up front. I'm not happy with the amount of corners we've given up, because that's certainly one of the most dangerous ways Carolina can score.
Jim, it's been exciting to see you move Ham into the center. I know she's a lot more comfortable there. What do you think she provides coming at the defense from the center as opposed to out wide on the right?
Well, she's so good at making those timed runs behind the defense, and this gives her the extra 10 yards where she can really be running forward into those spaces and won't get caught in the trap as often. And you're playing against a player in the back like Carla, who's very experienced at trapping, and it just gives her more space and more opportunities to be a little more creative with her attack.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Sure.
Carolina back in the attack, but the offside flag is up, so that will stop it. Jim Gabara told me last night, Wendy, he thought his team should have been ahead of Boston at the half last week, 4-0. So I'm sure it'd like a bigger lead here and feel more comfortable with all the chances.
Well, and also, JP, good point. And Boston came back and tied it in like the 90th minute of that game. So definitely disappointed in how they performed once they were up with the lead.
Barr is to the left, playing it back to Stacker. We're in the 32nd minute. The goal was scored by the league leader, Pertinia. Her fourth goal of the season. Pertinia holding. Flag goes up now on Milburn. Get ready for a cop who started out a warrior and became something more. Don't miss the all-new original series of Witchblade coming June 5th to TNT. Your goal scorer, Pertinia. Jim Gabara says she's also working harder in practice and even working harder defensively.
Well, I can see it, even from the first time we, in the opening match, JP, of this league. Pertinia is really, really on her game.
33rd minute. This one's coming down. Stacker back to the feet of Molnix. Siri didn't hit that one the way she wanted to, as it goes out, and Washington will lose possession in the 33rd minute. Emmy Barr holding it. It's too far. Cromwell could not defend it. Stacker will clear, and it goes out again. Once again, it belongs to the Carolina Courage, who trail at home 1-0. 34th minute. Knocked away by Carolina. Barr let it go for French. He's on that Olympic roster, replacing the injured Michelle Akers. Here's Grubb. Jen Grubb holds. Bai Ji right. Back for Jen Grubb. Long to Bai Ji, making the run. But it's closer to her Chinese national teammate, Wenli Rong. TNT is proud to bring you the debut season of the WUSA, and as a service to our viewers, we will be providing additional information about the league, its teams and players throughout the game on our TNT squeeze, located at the bottom of your screen. '35th minute. Washington up over Carolina. Not the way this game looked a few weeks ago. Carolina got the first goal, had the lead, and looked like they were in control of it, then lost 2-1. Bertinia won it and immediately finds Amanda Cromwell.
JP, I think right now the thing that's really helping Washington is they've got the upper edge with the possession out of the back. I mean, when you look down on the field there, all you see is players in white. For the Freedom there, they've got a lot of time, too much space in my opinion. They have time like this right here to tee these balls up. Great serves behind the defense.
1- and 2-touch soccer. When they do that, they're at their best. Played back, French is open. Left foots it up. They've been crossed between thinking shoot and pass. Here's Bai Ji, nice move to get free for the moment. Then the shot ripped wide for a goal kick.
Here we'll take a look at how the score became 1-0. Great ball behind the defense by Bai Ji. Michelle French collects it. One touch back to Bertinia, making that run right down that deadly slot, center of the box, and it's 1-0 Freedom.
36th minute. Washington, with a win today, would climb into first place over both Philadelphia and Boston, who are tied in points coming in. Philly plays Boston next week. That's our CNN SI game.
Boy, we're going to be busy next week, huh, JP?
Doubleheader, Saturday and Sunday.
And the show, Saturday morning as well.
Can't forget that. Carolina on the free kick. Overbeck long. Towards Fotopoulos. She wanted to flick it on to Mika Hansen. Overbeck coming in again. Lost it to Mia Hamm. Up the middle. Mia Hamm put her hand up immediately to apologize to Bertinia, saying, sorry, I thought you were there. Taking the blame for that pass. Here's Wenli Rong. Shepard came in for Bertini several minutes ago. That one may be too far wide as well. And it does go out of play. 37th minute. 1-0 in favor of Washington. The standings we talked about. The biggest surprise, Wendy, has to be Philadelphia on top, and they've got injuries to Moore, the goalkeeper, and Smith, their best striker.
Those are two huge injuries, so for Philly to stay on top, they're going to have to keep having things go their way. I say maybe a little luck going their way, but they're doing well. And they're playing within their means and winning these games and scoring some goals. So, but this is a critical point next weekend when these two teams match up. Should be a great game.
Great start for Mark Krikorian's Philadelphia charge. Throw-in coming up at the far side. Washington Freedom of the ball. Nearly 37 minutes gone in this first half of play. French leaving it off. Barr sends it forward. Bertinia coming back, showing for the ball. Freedom attack. Wide left French, who got involved in the play. So did Cromwell, making a great run down the left side. Cromwell looks to cut it back. And as she tried, it's going to be blocked out of play. Still belongs to Washington. And French is going to go over on that far side. Take the Freedom's second corner. And Hamm is going to go there too. Let's see if they do it the same way as they did it last time. Short ball to Mia, then back to French for the cross.
Well, it puts the ball out just another yard away from the touchline, which actually means the person who ends up serving in, which is Hamm here, she can actually bend it better into the box.
And she does there, looking for Milburn. Instead, it was shot by a teammate, and then it's blocked in. But a goal for the Freedom. Amanda Cromwell, I believe, will get credit for that. Washington takes a 2-goal lead.
Well, Cromwell is the player who actually made that whole attack start by coming out of the back and setting the play.
Her first goal to the WUSA.
Here's a corner kick coming in. It's a short corner, and Ham gets a nice angle on it, just a yard farther out from the touchline. Beautiful ball in the box. Carolina doesn't attack it, lets it kind of bounce down, and just a misplay here. You know, this is happening so many times for the Courage, and it just looks like they're not quite focused back there on the line. I think Wenley Wrong could have been a little more focused. You can see Nordby's very upset there.
Not blaming Bente Nordby, but she, to me, I've seen her 3 times this year, does not look comfortable there like she does with Norway. Maybe it's teammates in front of her just not used to it, but she has struggled with that, and maybe struggling with losing too, because Norway, as a national team, doesn't lose that often. So Cromwell's goal, 38th minute, makes it a 2-goal lead for Washington, but that's the lead they had last week against Boston and allowed them back in. Cleared away, Shepard looks for it. IG is after it. Wenley Wrong back to Nordby. 40th minute. Washington Freedom. You've talked before so many times about set pieces. We talk about the offensive part of it, but the defensive part about it has failed Carolina. They give up a goal there and 2 own goals lately.
I just feel like they're not focusing from the start of the play to the very end of the play, whether it's fronting a kick on the free kick like we saw Ham do a quick kick in the last matchup to Pertinier for a goal, or just that last focus until you either clear the ball out, I mean, which is obviously the result that you want, or it's in Nordby's hands.
Look out for Roberts, busting through in the left. That's her first foray that far up, and then shanked by Mika Hansen. It goes out of play. The WUSA on TNT is being brought to you by Venus from Gillette for Women. Reveal the goddess in you. And by Clean and Clear for clean, noticeably clear, beautiful skin. Clean and clear and under control. And under control is what I think Washington is right now.
They are, JP. They're playing very well. They're playing very confident. And you led me to that comment because you knew I was going to try and get you on with the comeback on the Venus.
I absolutely did.
The goddess thing. But on behalf of all the women out there, I'd like to say it's great to see that you're so in touch with your feminine side.
And again, I have no comment. Right side. Here's Carolina on the attack. Inside the box, Fotopoulos looking and lost it. Here's Florence pouncing on it. Got off a decent low shot, but didn't have too much on it. And it's stopped by Mullenix. And that one hurt Meredith Florence, and maybe that's why she didn't get enough on that. That's all Carolina needs now is an injury. Push back. Overback blocked. IG's after it. Back for Nordby. 42nd minute. All Washington Freedom with 2 goals. Pertinier and then Amanda Cromwell. Nordby with the long one. Settled by Roberts. Here's Mia Hamm. That's who Roberts is marking. What a tough task. By G. Sends it up from Milberg. Cut off by Wenley Wrong.
Sorry. You telling me to zoom in and
over back left. Shepard. Florence coming back. Skylar Little picking up that higher pressure defensively. Over back.
It's so stupid.
42nd minute. Cromwell. You have touching back for Barr. This is not what Carolina wants to do. Chase Washington all over the field and down by 2 goals.
No, but JP, you know, along those lines, there's still a lot of time left in this game. It's still another half, and we've seen, how many times have we seen leads diminished? So I think you can expect, you know, you can't say that this is going to be an end result with Washington winning this one. Carolina could get things together and come back. Quick few attacks and a couple goals.
Out again. Throw in for the Courage. 43rd minute. Looking for a spark before halftime. Give him something positive going into the locker room after 45 minutes of hard work under this hot sun in Carolina. The longest run by Fotopoulos, but in the end, she lost it. Grubb will move it up to the halfway line. Sends it long. Good angle. Ham will hold it. Looking. She's thinking about the shot now. She'll crack it. Just high.
Well, at first I was really surprised that she slowed her run down because it looked like she had Stacey Bird beat in the back. But then, of course, she set up her right foot, which she loves to do. DC's really spreading this defense apart, but great run out of the midfield like Jim Gabera mentioned to us when he spoke to us earlier. She was able to stay on sides, but she tees up that right foot and just goes wide over the top.
Wendy, it's going to be tough for Tiffany Roberts to mark Mia Hamm because, yes, she's playing as a central midfielder, but she's mixing up her runs, going wide sometimes, straight down the middle others.
JP, great point. And the other thing is Roberts wants to make a difference for her team, so she wants to get up in the attack. And when that happens, naturally, Mia's inclination is to stay high. So she's going to end up having to be susceptible to a counterattack if Roberts doesn't get back. And that's a lot of work on her part to be able to cover both ends.
Roberts had to mark CC last week against the Bay Area Cyber A's. Today, it's Mia Hamm. Marcia McDermott says, though, she likes that challenge and usually responds well. We've seen her do that, too, with the national team. Baiji back to Mullenix. Grubb comes back for it. Hegarisa's on her. 45th minute. Grubb will play it back. Stacker wide to Barr. There shouldn't be much stoppage time added here in this first half. Stacker holds. Milburn timed the run and almost got through. We're in the final minute here of this first half. We invite you to stay with us. All kinds of things coming up at halftime. A chat with Mia Hamm and our AOL question. See how you can become a Wonder Woman. We've got the animation from what you watch before our telecast. And we'll also have first half highlights. A couple of nice goals by the Washington Freedom. Stacker will clear it. As much as Carolina has struggled this year, it's the first time that they've trailed in the first half since the first game against Boston. They've had leads in 3 straight games and lost those. Here's Hamm. We're in stoppage time. French makes the long run. That might be it. That is it. First half has come to a close. The Washington Freedom have a lead like they had recently. They had a 2-0 lead last week in the second half. This time it's at halftime. Pertini and Cromwell, the goal scorers, the Freedom lead.
If you thought 20/20 vision was perfect, ask your eye care professional about the AccuView 2 contact lens. 7 out of 10 who wear it see better than 20/20. AccuView, advancing the science of sight.
Kids today are too soft. Mom cleaned our cuts with soap and water. No, Mom.
Now Band-Aid brand introduces hurt-free antiseptic wash with lidocaine to relieve the pain.
Where's the sport in that?
New Band-Aid brand hurt-free antiseptic wash.
The raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red.
The Sonata from Hyundai, with the freedom of America's best warranty plan. 10 years, without a care in the world.
Nothing's worrying.
For a limited time, get the Sonata with automatic transmission at no extra charge.
I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, your desire.
Introducing Venus from Gillette, the first razor designed to make you feel like a goddess. Protective cushions surround 3 blades for the closest shave ever in just 1 stroke. So close, your skin stays smoother longer. And that's something all goddesses are entitled to. Now, individually sealed blades are easy to store, easy to change. Venus, reveal the goddess in you.
Right here, right now.
It's time for Toyota's National Sales Event. The time of year we go all out to move our huge inventory of SUVs, including 4Runner. Right now, get a 4Runner with your choice of $1,000 direct-to-you customer cash back or 2.9% APR financing. That's $1,000 cash back or 2.9% on the go anywhere, do anything adventuresome 4Runner. Toyota's National Sales Event, right here, right now, at your Toyota dealer today.
Looking for new career opportunities? Time Warner Cable, a worldwide leader in broadband digital technology, is looking for customer-friendly people to join our team.
Time Warner Cable gave me the training I needed to be promoted within my first year.
The great benefits at Time Warner allow me to enjoy life.
I got my training. Now I'm a service technician working with advanced technology.
So what are you waiting for? Apply now.
Welcome back over to Fetzer Field, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The Washington Freedom lead the Carolina Courage by the score of 2-0 and goes by Pertinia and Cromwell. Now let's go downstairs to our very special guest, Washington Freedom captain, Mia Hamm. Mia, great start for the Washington Freedom, a tremendous half, and you're looking good as a central midfielder. Tell us about the first half.
Well, we got some good rhythm, and I think those 2 goals really helped us. I think we're much better organized than last time on our corners, and our defense is doing a really great job organizing behind that flick. And so hopefully we can maintain it for the second half. It's going to be tough because I know Carolina has a lot of pride, led by Carla Overback, and we need to play even better second half.
Mia, you look like you're moving great out there. When you were here last time, you took a hard tackle to your knee. How's your knee feeling?
Feels great. I've been having a little trouble with my ankle from the last game, so turning circles is a bit hard, but you know, it's all part of it, and I guess that just means I'm getting old.
One more thing. It's business time. Our AOL mobile communicator's in your hand. What's the question? And give us the answer.
All right. Matt from California asks, if you weren't a soccer player, what would you be? And I'd probably have to say a color commentator.
There you go.
Oh,
I knew that was coming. Well done. Thanks, Mia.
Thank you.
When we come back to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, we're going to change gears a little bit. We're going to talk to you about animation. All the great stuff you see before our games. You'll see how it's done. Coming up.
If you have astigmatism, you may think you're restricted to wearing glasses. Introducing AccuView toric contact lenses for astigmatism. AccuView is scientifically balanced, fitting the unique shape of your eye. AccuView, advancing the science of sight.
The raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red.
The Sonata from Hyundai, with the freedom of America's best warranty plan. 10 years, without a care in the world.
Nothing's worrying.
For a limited time, get the Sonata with automatic transmission at no extra charge.
Nobody understands your passion to play like Sports Illustrated for Women magazine. Whether you're trying to make the team or just staying fit, SI for Women is what you want. Heroes, inspiration, real life, style, and great gear. Now there's a special offer. Call now to get a free preview issue and be your best on and off the court. Sports Illustrated for Women. Call now.
You were awesome. Yeah, you saw my rebound? Okay, hotshot. Now you gotta clean up.
New Clean and Clear Deep Action Cleansing Wipes with beta hydroxy for a deep down tingly clean. 1, 2, 3, 4. New Deep Action Cleansing Wipes. Clean and clear and under control.
2-0, Washington Freedom leading the Carolina Courage here at halftime from Fetzer Field, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Well, as promised, we've got some animation coming up for you. A lot went into the superheroes concept of the WUSA on TNT. Let's go backstage.
The WUSA on TNT. Forget all you know about women's soccer. A new league has just taken over. Action! TNT adds its own unique spin to the WUSA with a groundbreaking new look. A superhuman touch that captures the speed, strength, and intensity of its new League of Wonder Women.
Look at this one.
Oh, that's good.
That's good, isn't it?
I think the concept is fantastic. I think the kids are going to love it. And we're really going to try and push the envelope. And I think that's what this spot is about. Giving those young girls out there the chance to say, I'm good where I am now, but what can I do?
Every WUSA player dreams of their own secret weapon, a hidden power unleashed for one purpose.
To fly, definitely. I mean, if I could fly, there'd be no problem defending the goal.
Super speed. No one can catch you.
I'd like to be at, like, all the good things of all the superheroes. And I think that's indicative of how this league is going to be.
Every Saturday all summer long, go to the extreme with the WUSA on TNT. Every player, a superhero.
And one of the superheroes, that's supposed to be a caricature of Mia Hamm. I think that's a great likeness on that young soccer fan. If you look real close, you can see when we're on next. 2 games next weekend.
You were awesome. Yeah, you saw my rebound? Okay, hotshot. Now you gotta clean up.
1, 2, 3, 4. New Clean and Clear Deep Action Cleansing Wipes with beta hydroxy for a deep down tingly clean.
2, 3, 4.
Life-Action Cleansing Wipes.
So, how about that pass I made?
Clean and clear and under control.
What's the worst thing about a paper cut? 2 days later, it's still stinging like the devil.
Now Band-Aid brand introduces pain and itch relief bandages with ointment right on the pad.
So little pains and itches disappear.
New Band-Aid brand pain and itch relief bandages.
I'm your Venus. I'm your fire, your desire.
Introducing Venus from Gillette, the first razor designed to make you feel like a goddess. Protective cushions surround 3 blades for the closest shave ever in just 1 stroke. So close, your skin stays smoother longer. And that's something all goddesses are entitled to. Now, individually sealed blades are easy to store, easy to change. Venus, reveal the goddess in you.
If you have astigmatism, you may think you're restricted to wearing glasses. Introducing AccuView toric contact lenses for astigmatism. AccuView is scientifically balanced, fitting the unique shape of your eye. AccuView, advancing the science of sight.
Right here, right now.
It's time for Toyota's National Sales Event. The time of year we go all out to move our huge inventory of SUVs, including 4Runner. Right now, get a 4Runner with your choice of $1,000 direct-to-you customer cash back or 2.9% APR financing. That's $1,000 cash back or 2.9% on the go anywhere, do anything adventuresome 4Runner. Toyota's National Sales Event, right here, right now. At your Toyota dealer today.
Look at you.
What?
Nice.
$100.
Come on.
Nah, 100.
With pants.
It's a suit, man. Yes, pants. 300 elsewhere, easy.
That suit?
K&G, name of the place. Only open Friday through Sunday, in case you're wondering.
You even own a suit, Tommy?
Yes, I own a suit.
Birthday suits don't count.
We're back. Washington Freedom lead the Carolina Courage by the score of 2-0. Goes by Pertinia and Cromwell. While we were gone, 3 lucky fans given the chance to win $1,000 in the Hyundai halftime kick. Each week, Hyundai Motor America, a charter sponsor of the WUSA, gives every fan walking into the stadium a chance to kick for cash. This week's participants proved worthy of the challenge. We salute them on a job well done. We've got games coming up for you next week. Wendy and I are working overtime. San Diego Spirit right here against the Carolina Courage. It's a 12 p.m. Eastern start on TNT. Shannon McMillan and Julie Foudy leading the San Diego Spirit. And then on CNN SI, our first game on that network next Sunday. Right now, Philadelphia and Boston are tied for first. We should have a great game next week from Nickerson Field on the campus of Boston University. Our first look at those 2 teams on our game of the week. What kind of a second half will we have? Marion Jones is explaining it.
If you have astigmatism, you may think you're restricted to wearing glasses. Introducing AccuView toric contact lenses for astigmatism. AccuView is scientifically balanced, fitting the unique shape of your eye. AccuView, advancing the science of sight.
Soccer's where I met Tracy. I met Felix. We all play together. We have fun together. He's the coolest. My nickname is Bigfoot. Goalie Queen. They call me Bulldog because I'm really aggressive. Soccer makes me feel pumped up. It gets you stronger. It makes me feel great. Soccer's when I run faster than anyone.
I could play forever.
Air. It's in the air. Carefree breathable panty liners keep you fresh and dry. They're the only ones with air spun, a unique layer that lets air through. Every day, be fresh. Be carefree.
Our kids.
They're fast, computer savvy at 3. But when they're hurt, they still come running to you. Band-Aid brand Advanced Healing. Clinically proven to heal faster than ordinary bandages. It acts like an instant scab, sealing in the body's fluids to heal wounds faster and reduce the appearance of scarring sooner. Band-Aid brand Advanced Healing.
Welcome back, everyone, to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. We'll have graduation ceremonies tomorrow. It's a 2-0 lead for the Washington Freedom as we check out highlights.
And here's how we got there. Beautiful. Actually, take a look at some of the chances by Carolina that they're just not finishing. Nice shot by Jankowski over the top. Another mix-up flurry in the box. And Roberts just gets twisted around. Otherwise, she might have been on the other end of Overbeck's head. Now, this is the goal. Beautiful ball by French. And Pertinia just finishes it. That's a world-class goal. And here's the second goal by DC. Beautiful ball in the box by Ham. And Cromwell comes up big, an opportunist, and just finishes actually through the leg of Wenley Wrong.
So the Washington Freedom up by 2, and the stats show that they've taken control of this with the edge in the shots and goal. If you're Carolina, Marcia McDermott said we've got to finish better. You got to start by getting them on target.
Exactly. That's right, JP. And 4 corners for Carolina. That's where they're dangerous. They need to convert some of those.
Teams are getting ready to come back out on the field and get the second half underway. Rejoin us, if you will, here on TNT. You're watching the WUSA.
Sweet. You like?
I like.
Check this. Wait. Let's go.
The Tiburon from Hyundai, backed by America's best warranty plan. So you're free to take on the open road when you find it.
Look at you.
What?
Nice.
$100.
Come on.
Nah, 100.
With pants.
It's a suit, man. Yes, pants. 300 elsewhere, easy.
That suit?
K&G, name of the place. Only open Friday through Sunday, in case you're wondering.
You even own a suit, Tommy?
Yes, I own a suit.
Birthday suits don't count.
Time Warner Cable gives you services you can't get anywhere else.
I can watch local channels or Hollywood movies whenever I want.
With parental control, we get total peace of mind.
I get way more channels than I used to.
And we usually agree on what we want to watch.
Usually. Customer service is there day and night.
Roadrunner makes the internet so easy.
We could never go back to dial-up. You want fun and you want easy. This is it.
No one gives you more. Time Warner Cable, the very best in TV, keeps getting better.
Welcome back, everyone. Washington Freedom have a 2-0 lead over the Carolina Courage. This is not the kind of game we had about 3 weeks ago. Smile for the camera, it's all right. Part of the crowd today at Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Fetzer Field, the field of dreams. Pertinia, every field is a field of dreams for her. She's scoring against everybody and anybody, all different kinds of ways, but most of them from in close.
I keep talking about how great she is as a finisher, not just a shooter. A good shooter can hit powerful shots. A finisher is artistic in the box, and that's exactly what she does. She makes the best of her opportunities, and she places the ball where it needs to go to beat the keeper.
We're just about set for the start of the second half. From Chapel Hill, Nordby's just getting back into goal now. She got a late start. Wenley Wrong will play it wide left. Doesn't appear to be any changes for these two teams. Bertini was the only sub out before, and we're told from the bench that she was not feeling well. She was ill. And that's the reason for the change. Stacker. Mullenix, that's not a good ball, but French came back for it well. Brought back down by the Courage. Had to be an interesting locker room conversation. Marcia McDermott's got to stress desperation and getting at least that one goal, not making it a bigger deal than it is, chip it away one at a time. But Jim Guevara must have warned his team about the letdowns from last week.
And I would guess that probably Carolina's going to try and really focus on set pieces because they are very strong there. They should have a goal in each match to try and come out with a goal off of a set piece.
Long ball right side by G. She's had a lot of room in that side. Didn't get it high enough for Pertinia. Cromwell came in, couldn't get to that. Mia Hamm sweeping it away, and then it's blocked. Hegedesa. She looks up. There's only one player in front of her, 5 defenders, and no one else was running with it.
Well, it was kind of a counterattack ball that she came up with because she stripped Hamm, but it looked like Shepard made a nice run out wide left. But again, DC's getting back. They've got, I'm counting 7, 8 jerseys back there fronting the ball.
Jankowski going wide, has Tiffany Roberts with it for the first time wide. That one's cleared away by Stacker. Knotted right back in the box by the Courage, but it's cleared by Washington. right to Mia Hamm. Look at the space there.
And Florence is the player tracking her because Tiffany Roberts was committed all the way up, all the way at the touch line to try and be involved in the last attack. We talked about that in the first half. She's got a big commitment, both offensively and defensively, to make a difference in this game. And that's Tiffany Roberts I'm talking about.
YG has had so much space on that right side. We told you before, she's trying to learn the English language. She knows 2 words, we're told: stop and hold. How do you teach those 2 particular words, Wendy, and what do they mean?
Well, critical. I think if you could pick out a couple words, I heard, you know, that's what they're trying to do, is just 2 to 5 words so that they can learn how to direct, you know, direct the players around them. But hold, I would say, you know, just maybe showing for a ball out wide, because that's one of the toughest things for an outside midfielder to do, is to know where the space is in order to receive the ball. And as far as like stepping, you know, again, just stepping in and trying to win that ball if it's a loose ball, and the defender behind her might say it, knowing that she's got pressure, so she can go ahead and step in. She's got cover behind her.
There was some cover there. Skylar Little by G was making the run defensively as well. Skylar Little pushed up. Bertina let it go from Milburn. I'm not sure she was aware that that ball was coming towards her like that. Here is Milburn. Tracy Milburn, and this time she gets called for the foul. We were just talking about the communication situation with the Chinese players and Bai Ji. Carla Overbeck had some thoughts about communication with her Norwegian players, her teammates.
We were having this conversation, and I was telling them that I didn't think that they knew English, but then after we lost the gold medal match in Sydney, their whole team was singing "We Are the Champions" in English. So I'm like, I know you know some English. So then she said, yeah, and do you think I should have worn my gold medal as I got off the plane? And so just like little things like that.
I think everyone knows "We Are the Champions." More people would like to sing it.
JP, I've heard that Nordby's just a crack up. She's got a great personality. They've really enjoyed having her on the team.
Intended for Roberts. French will take it away. Immediately, she looked up for Bertina. I mean, they know that another goal would probably kill Carolina. You can talk about how much time is remaining, but if Washington, the way they've been playing, goes up by 3, you should be able to forget about it. Nordby will clear. Coming back is Barr. One of the few times the Freedom got caught with maybe a lone defender back there. A second one coming back, and it's cleared out. Carolina with a throw-in. Here's Burt. Stacey Burt sends it up. Molnick's thought about coming out, changed her mind. Quick shot, and a goal! Henson! Oh, they needed that.
It's all about being composed in the box. And look at this great ball here by Burt. Flicks through by the defender, but Hanson's on the back post, settles it, and just hits it home with her left foot. Here's another look at this coming to us from behind. Okay, great ball in, but look, it's flicked by Stacker. That's a miscue on defense, and there's Hanson settling it beautifully. Shoots low post. That's our clear view presented by AccuView, and she is excited. Runs over to the bench. Team's congratulating her.
Her first goal of her WUSA career. It couldn't have come at a better time, right at the start of the second half. So a different game now altogether at 2-1.
Absolutely, JP, and this is big for Carolina. If they can net another one, they've got DC under pressure. You can see there Molnick's kind of a little bit nervous, maybe kicking the ball out of bounds. He could have gotten that ball up farther.
Jankowski now to the right side for Florence. And it's cleared by Washington. Up for Milburn. It's pushed over to Wenley Wrong. Now to the far side, played up by Shepard. Roberts let it go. It was well done, so Risa could play it wide to Wenley Wrong. Wenley Wrong will send it up, and that one's going to be knotted down and away by Washington. Skylar Little will clear it. Wenley Wrong sending it deep towards Shepard. She was tied up there. The ball goes out of play. And the ball belongs to the Washington Freedom. Long throw in from the far side. Goal scorers today, Bertina and Cromwell for Washington. Mika Hansen who played for Denmark against the USA. First game of World Cup '99 scores for Carolina. Throwing in the far side for the Courage. Wendley wrong. Getting it back from Shepard. Keeping it on the ground. Carolina work it towards the edge of the box, but that's given away. And Washington gives it away as well. Stacey Burnt. Played up by Overbeck. Oh, Fotopoulos was open, but that ball didn't go to her. Here's Mia Hamm. Washington trying to stem the tide a little bit here. Get some possession back and make Carolina do a little chasing. Get them out of that rhythm and momentum.
JP, we saw DC definitely had the better of the play the first half, possession-wise, and everything else, scoring, and basically they were leading in everything but corner kicks. But you can see that Carolina has gotten a lot of confidence off that goal by Hansen, and they're really keeping the pressure up on this Washington Freedom team.
53rd minute. Cromwell with one of the goals today, Pertinia the other for the Freedom. Long look upfield, knotted down. Barr and Mullenix did not communicate that time. That ball appeared more difficult than it probably should have been.
Hansen goes over and apologizes to Mullenix. I could see the stare from up here. She clipped her a bit. This is a look coming at us. Here's the ball at the top of the box. Mullenix comes up big, but yeah, absolutely. Hansen goes ahead and clips her, and that's unnecessary.
Back in the Courage box, it's cleared away. Ham will get it to French. Back for Mia. A bending ball to Pertinia. Too far from her, but not too far from Milburn. Saved by Nordby. There's a rebound. It comes back. Baiji with a shot that stopped. Baiji looked for the rebound, but couldn't get it. Mia Hamm playing it in. Oh, what an idea. Had Pertinia backheel that ball into the net, forget about it, but the offside flag was up. That was some excitement inside the 18.
What an exciting flurry here. DC's on the attack. Ball goes in, it's bouncing around. You see Nordby made that first save, and then Shepard comes back. Now Tiffany Roberts' touch gets away from her hand, strikes it, but Pertinia's offside. But boy, Pertinia's trying some crafty moves in there with a little back heel.
Showtime. Nordby will clear it. 55th minute, a 2-1 game now. Wendley wrong will chase it. Washington still outshooting Carolina. Courage, the only team in the league without a win or even a draw. So they'd like to change all that today, especially here at home where they've already lost twice. Here's Hegedisa lifting it long. And that one got away from Beth Shepard. The WUSA on TNT is being brought to you by Aeromax, the official laundry detergent of the WUSA and active women everywhere. And by Venus from Gillette for Women, reveal the goddess in you. Still 2-1 in favor of the Washington Freedom. Carla Overbeck walking it up. Some room and time for Mika Hansen. She delivers that ball wide on the left side. Sent in by Hegedisa. Nobody home. Cleared by Skylar Little. Ham mistimed it. She had Roberts right there on her. Pertinia, great idea to look up, and she automatically found Baiji. They haven't even been training together that often. Baiji now to Pertinia. Jankowski bringing it up the middle. Sent back towards French onside, leaving it for Mia Hamm. Hamm will drive it over. Milburn. And I think maybe she and Baiji were a little too close together. Not sure who's going to get to that ball. Milburn looks dangerous. She finds those open spaces.
She's got a good shot. She's fast. She's good in the air. She's a great target for him. I think she complements Pertinia very well up front. Much like when you see Parlow for the U.S. team up front, she complements Milburn and Hamm very well with her height, and she's a good target in the air.
Good career at UCLA, and you can see size-wise, 5'9". So she's one of the taller, more physical players in this league. Others that come to mind size-wise, Fotopoulos, of course, here at Cindy Parlow for Atlanta. Washington bringing it down. Grubb will play it back, playing it safer to Emmy Barr. 57th minute. Freedom up. 2-1. Barr with a knockback. That's a bad ball right to Fotopoulos. Florence couldn't get the legs going. Tougher angle. Stacker read it well. That was a blind pass from the near side that could have been disastrous for Washington. And Stacker just wanted to relieve the pressure that time. Bird, 2 over Beck. Lisa tackled away by Cromwell. Here's Mia Hamm. Freedom look to counter. 3-on-3. Nice ball slotted through to Pertinia. Then Hamm continues to run. Back heel to Milburn. Takes the look up. Squared it. Grubb. Didn't strike it hard first time. Slid it over. Baiji fires it. Saved by Nordby. Baiji again. Pertinia. Back to the post. And it's stopped by Nordby. When these Washington players get used to one another, you may see a flurry of goals one of these days.
Unbelievable. And the thing I'm so impressed about is the number of players they get in the box. And here's Hamm at her best, running at players. And actually, Wenley Wrong kept Pertinia on. But look at this crafty move, a little back heel to Milburn. Looks up. She sees Grubb making a run. But Shepard, fortunately for Carolina, puts a little pressure there. But then you've got a shot here by Baiji and a save by Nordby. I'll tell you what, I can't. How many more players can I name? I named like 20 players with 22 on the field.
Well, that's the danger when Marcia McDermott says we got to take care of their personality players. There are so many. Fotopoulos is offside at the other end. We're going to see a substitution. Meredith Florence. Marion Hendershot will replace her. It looked like Florence was out of gas on that run to the right side. Just couldn't get there in time, so probably a wise time to make the switch. Hendershot was in the starting lineup the last time when these two clubs met. And she gets the call here. She's from BYU. Not a bad time to insert some fresh legs here near the 60th minute mark. Getting there.
JP, the word is that Meredith Florence has maybe aggravated a quad pull that she was nursing. She didn't play in the last match against DC, if you remember.
She was supposed to start, and then there was a change, yeah. He's cleared away. Throwing for Washington. Enemy Barr will come over to take it. Long one towards Pertinia. And it goes out. And referee Brenda Wright gives the ball to Carolina. 60th minute. Stacey Burt. Long throw. Tough collision that was. Hendershot was there. Taking the worst of it was Emmy Barr. She got racked up. Just now getting back up. Here's Hamm. Sending it back. Skylar Little. She'll settle it on the wing. Went to go forward. Beth Shepard, good read, picks it off. Has Hansen with her. Will play it back instead of Wenley Wrong. Now to Hansen. Mika has Carolina's lone goal intended for Hendershot, and it goes out. Washington with a throw-in. They'll play it up towards Milburn, then Pertinia. Another flick back right to Hamm. Hamm trying to find Pertinia, but she was detained nicely by Wenley Wrong. She saw that run coming. Fotopoulos turns. Good idea, but Hegarisa was muscled off the ball by Jen Grubb. Pushed all the way back. Here's Stacey Burt advancing. Looks up, lays it up long. Inside the box. Is that handled? That should be a penalty kick, and it is. What a turn of events, Wendy. Penalty kick for Carolina.
Hats off to Hegarisa for providing the pressure on Skylar Little. Ball goes in. See the pressure here, and Skylar just tries to go up, and she plays it very clearly with her forearm.
Hegarisa will have a chance on this penalty kick to tie the match up, going up against Syria Mullenix. A 2-1 game Washington leads. Hegarisa, go! 2.
some pressure on her. Skylar Little gets a handball in the box. PK is called. And we'll take a look at the kick. Here's Hegorisa so calmly just placing it. Almost hits the upright in the back corner of the goal, and she is so confident. Got to place it there to beat Mullenix, JP.
What a turn of events. 2-0 lead has been lost again by the Washington Freedom. This time on the road, last time it was at home, but they at least got the draw last week. A lot of time left here. Ham sending it through, and Nordby stops that in the 63rd minute. Turned away by Nordby. Skylar Little after it, far side. Out of play for a throw-in for Carolina. Second penalty kick they've scored on this year. Fotopoulos, one of her 2 goals was on a penalty kick, but Hegorisa gets her first goal. She's already got a couple of assists, so she comes up big. Carolina looking for their first win, as we said, or even first point. They'd rather get the win at home, but even a draw at this point.
I would have loved to hear Coach McDermott's halftime talk, because she obviously got them fired up and prepared. And, you know, when we spoke to Jim Gabarrett, he was saying he wanted to make sure that they didn't give any easy goals or chances away, be very focused on their set pieces. You know, and he's got to be disappointed on the handball.
Yeah. He said no gifts. That was one.
It looked to me, JP, like that ball was going to go ahead and go over Little's head, which wouldn't have been as dangerous. Unfortunately, her arm got up there, and she had a definite handball.
Far side, Shepard kept it in. Well done by her, but she'll lose possession. By G's over on the far side. And that ball went out. Tomorrow night, an army of vampires is taking over. Only one man can stop them. You can probably guess who it is. It's Wesley Snipes and Blade, 8 p.m. tomorrow on TNT. 64th minute, 2-2 game here. And it's Washington's ball. But once again, at the beginning of the season, we were seeing so few goals scored. Now we're seeing a lot of goals and a lot of comebacks and teams being unable to hold leads.
That's the one thing that I've actually been very, very surprised about, JP. I mean, I know there's issues with communication with foreign players and American players, but I've been surprised that they haven't done a better job of taking care of their leads.
Fotopoulos is blocked. Still a lot of time left in this one. 65th minute. Mia Hamm brings it back. Goes safer to Mullenix, back in goal. Siri will clear it. And as much as Washington talked about finishing their chances and not talking too much about defense, this is 3 games in a row where they've given up 2 goals a game. Exactly 2. You wonder what the coaching staff is thinking at this point. Jim Gabarrett on the sidelines has not made any substitutions yet, but he could before it's over. Carla Overbeck will play it back. 4 subs plus a goalkeeper is what you're allowed in the WUSA. When you said about Marcia McDermott getting the team fired up, wouldn't have been surprised if Carla did a little talking too in there at halftime. Fotopoulos will leave it, and we've got a foul. Free kick for Carolina. This is Overbeck. Mullenix was coming out, changed her mind. How close it was to being the go-ahead goal. Washington looks rattled.
And Carolina looks confident.
Hegorisa, nearly the hero another time. Intended for French. Here's Burt. A momentum switch, to be sure. Field tilted in Carolina's favor right now. Spinning is when wrong. No, not a good ball. It almost allows Washington to come back in transition. Shepard stops it, but not all of it. Now the Freedom do counter. By G down the wing. Overbeck is there with her. The 2 number 4s, then Shepard comes in. Back for Grubb. Out wide by G. Just holding, drawing a lot of attention. Her cross is blocked.
Nice double team by Hegorisa. Goes over to help Carla Overbeck out very calmly, and unfortunately that ball needs to be to feet right there. DC does look a little tired, JP. They're not. We saw Baiji on that right side the whole first half, and she was mixing it up. She just doesn't seem quite as confident.
Washington now even at 2 with Milburn looking. And then it's sent long right to Nordby, looking out of the hot sun. This is Fetzer Field, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where the Courage have struggled this year, but lately they've been doing the job, getting a couple of goals from Mika Henson and Hegerisa. It's even at 2. Here's Skylar Little. All the way back on the other side. Shots on goal so far today. On goal, not just shots, but on goal. Washington has directed 9 on. They've scored on 2. Carolina 3. And they've scored on 2. One of them penalty kick.
Well, we were talking in the first half, JP, remember when we looked at the stats at halftime, Carolina was not as efficient on those shots and shots on goal, but they certainly have upped their percentages of efficiency now.
We saw earlier Washington staff talking to the 4th official about a sub, and now that sub is up. It's Monica Girardo. Switched over towards Skylar Little from Cromwell. Lindsay Stacker. Here's Cromwell back for Skylar Little. We're in the nearly the 69th minute. Good run by G. Got behind the defense. Bertini's trying to stay onside. By G again drawing the attention. 2 players there, including Wenley Wrong and Beth Shepard. They force her out. Ham went over to lend support to Skylar Little.
JP, if I was by G on that one, I would have been trying to think about doing an early ball into Bertini. Bertini also had beaten that defense. Defense was so compacted, it was unbelievable. Actually, I looked up and it seemed like all 20 players, field players, were within like a 30-yard width.
69th minute, a 2-2 game in Chapel Hill. Brought back down by Skylar Little. And to the feet of Mullenix it goes. Siri will clear. All the way back, Overbeck lets it go. And Carla will recover it. Captain Carla, 168 caps, now retired from the USA national team. Wenley Wrong with a long ball. Up towards Mika Henson. Cut off, well read by Stacker. She'll clear it up the wing. There's no support there for her, and possession's lost.
JP, Carolina has to be careful because DC it's visible that it's visibly evident that they are moving another additional player up. They're really starting to attack. And it's interesting, you know, you and I have had this conversation before, but I've been surprised that it takes teams getting down or giving up leads for them to actually come out and really attack and go for it, as opposed to doing that for 90 minutes.
Right from the beginning.
But Carolina needs to be careful about this. They're playing a very high restraining line. They might get caught.
The reason this substitution is interesting, we're going to see 2, but Girardo is going to come in for Milburn. They are totally different type players. They play a different position, so we'll see whether Washington keeps the 1 striker up or does Mia go up and Monica Girardo stays in the midfield, and then we'll see Stone coming on for the Carolina Courage, replacing Fotopoulos. What do you think about the Girardo switch?
Well, I was noticing that Milburn seemed very tired. I think she'd given everything she had. Her legs were a little tired. She wasn't, you know, she wasn't still that point player that DC was needing up top. Interesting, on the other end, Stone provides a lot of speed. Now, she just, in my opinion, if I were her, I would just stay up on the edge of the restraining line, try and get some opportunities for a quick counterattack.
Just featured Naomi Stone in this morning's Inside WUSA Soccer Show. That's a shameless plug for us, but that's okay. But they've got Girardo, surprisingly, we'll see if it changes, playing up top in Milburn's spot. Normally she's a midfielder.
We'll have to take a look at it, continue to look from up here. They may be in a 3 front now, JP, pushing an additional player forward.
What do they say? Your best defense, good offense. We'll see if that does work for Washington. Fresh in their minds is last week's comeback by Boston, after they had Boston on the ropes up 2 goals. Off a block, Carolina looks. Their first 2-goal game of the season. Almost played through, but the offside flag went up anyway on the Carolina Courage. 72nd minute, 2-2 game.
JP, if I'm Coach McDermott and Coach Cabrera, I tell these two fresh subs that have just come in, they're both playing up front, just run until you can't run anymore. And you know that they've got enough juice in their legs to last for, 20 minutes. Just run and create havoc and create chances.
Make something happen. You're going to be going up against a tired player. Cromwell looks, puts it through. There's Monica Girardo with those fresh legs. Pertini, the offside flag just went up.
She's complaining that Beth Shepard, number 9 for Carolina, kept her on sides. It was a close call for sure. Let's take a look here. Here's the ball. Cromwell's battling for it right here. She serves a ball through. Go ahead and roll it. Keep looking here. Okay, this is the ball that goes through to Pertinia. And here's the line right here. Yeah, it looks like even is on. Yep. It's tough to tell. It's a little bit of a tough angle to see, but again, if you're even, you're on. Yep. And Pertinia looked up. It looked from here that Beth Shepard kept her on.
From that angle, I thought she was onside from our view. 87 degrees today. It feels and seems much hotter. Sun on the field the whole time. Offside on Monica Girardo. Pertinia had the game's first goal. She continues to lead the WUSA in goals and points. Here's the long ball up. Headed up towards Mika Hansen, cleared by the Freedom. Hegarisa brought it down like the ball belonged to her. Now it's Washington's turn.
Good team defense by Mia Hamm to strip Hegarisa of that ball.
It deflects free. It finds Pertinia. She put it through by G. Tough angle. Lets it go, but wide of Nordby. Washington, for a time, were just chasing Carolina, but lately now they've looked a little more dangerous.
You talk about danger. Look at this here by Pertinia. She threads it through, actually, Wenley Ron's legs to Baiji, who makes a great run. She looks up. She thinks she sees Bente Nordby not covering that near post and shoots it near post. Just goes wide.
74th minute, 2-2 game. Hegarisa leads it. Hendershot. Tackle outside the box. Good run. Carolina gets it back. Stone to Jankowski. It'll deflect free. Should be our first corner kick, I believe, this half. 5th one total for the Carolina Courage. Hegarisa has been taking them. She'll go over to take another one. Off that free kick or corner kick, knotted down. It deflects free. Hendershot got a piece, and Molnix gets the rest. Surrey protecting her goal, keeps it 2-2. A lot of traffic in front of her. Molnix with a long clearance. Pertinia nearly runs it down. Played back to Nordby. It was a back pass, couldn't use her hands there.
Boy, JP, what a back pass. It bounces right in front of Nordby. She did a good job to clean it up and clear it out. Again, in the back pass rule, if it comes off your defender's foot, then she cannot pick it up with her hands. So she was under pressure there with a bouncing ball and did a good job with it.
Molnix comes out and got it clear. Hegarisa, you know, she took a look up and she was thinking of chipping that ball as far as she was, but Cromwell denied her.
She was looking to see if Siri Molnix had made it back into the goal.
Cromwell, 2 French. Michelle French up the wing looking for Monica Girardo. Girardo couldn't get it. Another product of Notre Dame and Mexico's World Cup '99 team. Mika Hansen, intended for Hendershot, and that'll go wide. They talked about this being a transition game. We didn't see it as much in the first half, but we're seeing it now, both teams back and forth.
Well, both teams are going for it. 2-2 tie. It's a brand new game now. Who's going to make the difference?
They come down to that one mistake. Here's Hansen. She'll let it go from long distance. Took a funny sort of bounce once it hit. But Molnix clears without difficulty towards Pertinia. Nods it right down. Girardo. And then that ball got away. And Nordby with it, 77th minute. Long ball from Nordby. Hendershot knotted it down. No one else near it. She'll get it herself if she can, but she'll run out of space on the far side of the field. Skylar Little and the Freedom will have a throw in. YG shows for it. Still belongs to the Freedom. Ham creating havoc enables Pertinia to get it, but the late whistle is going to go against the Freedom on the foul.
We'll take a look at this last foul here. Two teammates going at it. Ham and Overbeck. Ham goes down trying to get the foul called her way, which we saw her doing the last time they matched up. I think she's over there arguing with the referee right now.
I thought she was right. The referee's got the card. Is she booking her? Oh. I didn't see it. We're on replay. We'll have to check that. See if she gave out a card. Played inside the box for this header. And Mullenix knocked it out. It's a corner kick. 6-1.
Boy, Risa is just getting herself in a position to try and take this game over. She's so dangerous when she makes that deep run in from the attacking midfield position.
Rosalie is getting ready to come on for Washington, which indicates they're looking to win this on the road. Not bringing in a defensive-oriented player. But so far, the referee has not given permission for Rosalie to come on. Hegedisa.
She's looking for some targets in the box. Hendershot and Hansen on the back post.
Played inside. And Mullenix will finally catch up to it. Siri will hold on. Rosalie is up, ready to come on. And they've got Pertinia's number 10. So it looks like it'll be a straight switch. One Brazilian for another. Played up on the right side towards Baiji. Now back for Nordby. Benta Nordby will hold it, a veteran of 3 World Cups and a couple of Olympics. We're told that that yellow card that was being written in the referee's book by Brenda Wright was to Pertinia. When we came back live, Mia Hamm was talking, but probably as the captain as to why it was called. But on Pertinia.
I wonder if the referees know Portuguese.
Some may. Pertinia, and the offside flag is up again.
We'll take a look here and see how Pertinia got this card. Overbeck kind of gives her a little shove in the back, and wow,
you know,
for tapping the ball away, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. She didn't see.
And standing in front of her, she's all over it.
I think she just saw Pertinia kick the ball, didn't see the push, and that was it. Pertinia's day is done, but she scored the 1 goal that gave her team the lead. Rosalie now comes on to replace her, and this is what Overbeck, Wendy Rung, and Stacey Burtnow are facing. A different sort of Pertinia, one with fresh legs.
Exactly, they're so similar, and that's one of the reasons that we haven't seen them on the field together, because they're so similar, they don't really combine off of each other real well. Two similar players, and the other thing is Rosalie actually still trying to come back to be in top form. Remember, JP, when she had that ACL tear?
Sometimes it takes a couple years. People don't realize that. Some obviously come back quicker than others, but we haven't seen the Rosalie that we saw World Cup '99. She didn't make that team because of the injury, but when we saw in U.S. Cup, she was flying until the injury.
And she was so much better than Pertinia at that stage of her career, which is scary to think when she gets back on top of her game.
Back to Mullenix. Siri with a long boot, 81st minute. 2-2 match. If you joined us late, Washington had a 2-goal lead. Couldn't hold it as the Courage fought back and goes by Hansen, and then a penalty kick by Hegedisa. Off Rosalie's chest, Stacey Burt brought it down. Burt getting around Rosalie. Into the middle for Wendy Rung. She'll do the long ball. Hendershot knocks it down. The turn is by Hansen to Roberts. Back for Mika Hansen. Started Santa Clara. That's blocked by Cromwell. Racing forward is Michelle French. Put that ball in the rough spot. Ham tried to go back for it, couldn't get it.
Chippy, a couple updates on the subs that we saw. Actually, Gerardo's gone back into the midfield. Ham is pushing up top here, which is a good move by DC. She's so great when she can run at players. Now Ham needs to get the ball at her foot and try and run at this Carolina defense. And I think Naomi Stone is providing a lot of pep up top for Carolina. She's got fresh legs, she's got speed, but now she needs to keep working. She can't stop working.
And even if she doesn't have the ball, her runs off the ball can help create space for her teammates.
Right, and a lot of times that's what runs are for. I mean, probably 70% of the time you make a run, you're not going to get the ball, but you're creating space for your teammate to get the ball.
Overbeck plays it up. Remember, if you're a newcomer to the WUSA, you can get ties. Each team would get a point. If this result stayed like this after 90 minutes, you won't see overtime until the playoffs. We've got a foul called well outside the area.
Well, how about this, an area where Hegarisa is so dangerous?
Free kick. This is something that DC or Washington Freedom don't want to give up this late in the game, this close to goal, with Hegarisa on the opposition. Hegarisa and Wembley Wrong behind her, getting set for the free kick.
Well, she's going to ask for her 10 yards. The referee's going to take the time to move the wall back here.
5 in the wall from the Freedom, and a Carolina player. That's Hendershot in there. Hegarisa bends it. That's a great pass. Didn't quite reach the target. Headed up by Baiji. Baiji over, clearing it up for Rosalie. Lost it on that touch. What they're going to say it was touched up by Carolina. Brilliant striker of a ball, whether it's in the free kick, run of play, corner kick, penalty kick. She can do it all. Played all the way back to Nordby. And while Nordby is still trying to show us that she is one of the world's greatest goalkeepers, players like Hegarisa have come through, and a lot of the other international stars in this league have lived up to their billing. Nordby will clear. Skylar Little will chase it back. The knock back to Siri Mullenix, who will clear. 84th minute. Baiji still running like it's the 5th minute instead of the 84th. Wembley Wrong is right with her. Rosalie. It's not high enough for French, but coming in. And Cromwell kept it going. French on the outside. Nice cut inside. French uses the right foot. Too high for one. And now Carolina will move it out to Mika Hansen. Well, the left foot maybe French is better or prefer. That right foot was a decent ball. Stacker will come back. Ham times the run well. Mia chasing it. Nordby comes out, but Overbeck knew that run was coming too. Familiarity. Fifth minute. Nordby sending it over the halfway line. The chase. French coming back and pushing it back. Stacey Burton looking out, doesn't see what she wants, trying to cut back, went down. Mia Hamm will pick it up. Leaves it off for Monica Gerardo. Right back to where no one really was. Jen Grubb sends it back to Stacker. To Skylar Little. 85th minute. Rosalie. Looking to split the defense. She just came on as a sub a few minutes ago. She didn't even play last week. The WUSA on TNT is being brought to you by Clean and Clear. For clean, noticeably clear, beautiful skin. Clean and Clear and under control. And by Aeromax, the official laundry detergent of the WUSA and active women everywhere. Carolina moving it up with Hansen.
JP, there's still some time left, but we haven't really seen Mia take the game over like she did the last time they matched up on this Fetzer field. Seems a bit frustrated. Washington's not really connecting with their passes well enough.
Mullenix just got rocked by Stone after she cleared it, and I think a card's coming. And it is. Second yellow card issued today. And that was for running into the goalkeeper. So Stone gets it.
Well, Stone has a lot of speed, and she's trying to create whatever she can up here. Ball comes out, and absolutely, Siri deserves a call there, and I think Stone deserved to get booked.
Yep.
A little karate chop kick right into Siri's hip flexor there.
Carolina have the fewest yellow cards coming into the league, so their disciplinary record has been great. Touched all the way back to Mullenix. Here is brought down by Jankowski. Two players battle, and it's going the other way. Carolina's ball, 87th minute, 2-2. Overbeck goes long. No fouls called. Hendershot lets it go, but it's wide. Time to win or go home. The NBA playoffs are continuing on TNT this Monday. The Spurs hosting the Lakers for Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Monday on TNT. Shaq and Kobe, the Admiral, Tim Duncan. Should be a great and should be a long series. Hope you're with us. All the way back to Nordby. That's going to be a bad giveaway. Washington taking it back. Monica Girardo lost it in traffic, and it's cleared out. 88th minute. Should this game end in a draw, Washington would be level on points with Philadelphia and Boston, each with 8 at the top of the crowded table.
It was interesting last week. If New York had won and they were up 2-0 and let Philly back in the game 2-2, they would have taken sole possession of the lead, right? And wouldn't DC be looking at that same scenario if they win this match today?
If they won, they're on top. Boston was in the same boat, climbing over teams that were idle in midweek. Hegedisa. Cleared by French towards Ham. Here's Burton.
A little too casual by Carolina in the back here.
Overbeck came back. It's knocked out. Throw in front of the Washington bench. French. Michelle French strikes it long. Nordby is right there. And she'll hang on.
Chippy, one thing that we've seen with this Carolina team that has gotten them into trouble is they've focused for, let's say, 40 of the 45 minutes of a half or 80 of the 90 minutes of a game. And that was an example there where they were a little slack in the back trying to pass the ball around, and with some pressure on them by the Washington Freedom. They need to tighten that up.
Hegedisa, one of the goals she has scored on the penalty kick. Mika Hansen scored on the 50th to give her team some life. They needed that one to give them some confidence. Michelle French has just been booked as well. So that's 3 yellow cards given out. It's been a pretty tame game despite the 3 yellows. Free kick coming up.
This is the exact spot we saw DC win the game from, or I'm sorry, tie the game from last time they matched up.
Molinix punched it away, but up the middle. Sent back by Shepard. Molinix backpedals, punched it away from traffic. And the Freedom will take over left side. First time the field has been covered today by shade. The sun's been on it the whole game. Tackled away by Roberts, who hurt herself, it looked like in the process, right at the halfway line. We're in the 90th minute as Roberts limps back up. She's struggling. Wendley wrong, knocks it back to Nordby. Roberts hunched over at the halfway line. Jankowski up the wing and out of play. Throw in for the Freedom. We're in the 90th minute. A couple of minutes of stoppage time is the signal from the 4th official on the sidelines. French going after it. And instead it's Jankowski. Hendershot tackled out by Barr. Goal scorers today. Pertina got it started. She's the league's top scorer in goals and in points. Then Amanda Cromwell, unassisted goal for her. Washington had a lead 2-0. At halftime, Mika Hansen helped bring her team back, and then it was Hegedisa on that penalty kick. So you got to give the Carolina courage a lot for coming back, and this didn't have their heads down obviously at halftime. They came up with them up high, and no question that goal 5 minutes into the start of this half was a big boost.
Well, it energized them, it gave them a lot of confidence, and they never let down from there, but still there's time left.
They're looking for it. Stone blocked. Cut off by the Freedom, who clear. Leah Ham bringing it down. Ham will look up. Rosalie on the turn. Baiji. And out it goes. Carolina's ball. 2nd minute of stoppage time. The signal was for 2 minutes. Washington, the better team in the first half. Carolina, the better team in the second half. And right now, it's a stalemate. 2-2. Grubb on the turn. Looking long for Bai Ji, trying to make a run inside of Burt. Stacey Burt does well against an international player of Bai Ji's skill. About a half minute to go. Naomi Stone. Hendershot. Played it too quickly. Shepard gets another go at it. Stone. Defended by Stacker. Down she goes. Fouled. There's another free kick given away by Washington. And it may be the last free kick of this match.
I think she got clipped, but I think she also used some theatrics in order to draw this free kick, because this is a great chance here by Carolina. Hegedisa is looking at players like Carla Overbeck on the back post. Hendershot, number 20, on the back post.
She better hurry. We're over 2 minutes of stoppage time. They will allow her to take this free kick, and that should probably be it. Hegedisa sends it in on the last kick of the ball, or what I thought would be. They may add more because of time wasting by Carolina. That's in the referee's discretion if she wants to, and it's obviously what she's done here. Add stoppage time for injured players and subs and wasting time, and that was in that last category. She's got the whistle in her hand, ready to stop it. Dangerous play. It's a good time to stop it. Rosalie on that foul, but she didn't call the game. Carla Overbeck will put it back into play. 2-2 here. Closing seconds. Washington's wondering why the game's not over yet. Overbeck, long ball. Headed forward. Turned up by Skylar Little. That'll do it. Game over, and maybe a well-deserved result in the end of this. Washington got up to the great start, but couldn't hold it again. As Carolina fights back, they get their first point of the season. 1 point for each team for the draw. We're coming right back.
Charlie Sheen, Tom Berenger, and Willem Dafoe.
Welcome back, everyone. This one ends in a 2-2 draw. Standing by downstairs, the captain of the Carolina Courage, Carla Overbeck. Carla, welcome. Let's talk about comeback. What was said at halftime to bring your team back?
Basically that, you know, we were doing some good things and playing good soccer, and we just needed to convert and finish. And basically, a lot of people can talk about what to do, and Mika got stuck in and finished one, and off a great ball from Stacey Burt. So the talking kind of stopped there, and we just started doing what we needed to do to finish goals.
I know you didn't get the win, you get a draw, but that has to still do something for your confidence coming back from 2 goals down. You got to look at this as a step forward.
Absolutely. You know, it just shows the character of this team. You know, we're fighters, and we were going to fight to the end there. And unfortunately, we couldn't get another goal to get a win, but the way things have been going, we'll take a tie for right now.
Carly, had to be really happy with the performance of Beth Shepard coming in, with Bertini having to come out because of some sickness.
Absolutely. Beth Shepard is probably the hardest working player that I know, and unfortunately she hasn't been on a couple trips, and I think she proved herself today that she can start on any day, so I was proud of her, and she did great today.
Carla, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. That's one of our games here against San Diego.
Thank you.
Carla Overbeck, captain of the Carolina Courage, helping to lead her team back. It's a 2-2 final. Join us next Saturday on TNT at noon Eastern when we come back to Chapel Hill as the Courage host Julie Foudy's San Diego Spirit. TNT East Coast viewers will now see Tour of Duty, while the West Coast will be shown Telethon. For Wendy Gebauer and the rest of our TNT crew, I'm John Paul Della Camera saying so long from Fetzer Field. The final score again, it ends up in a draw between Washington and Carolina, 2-2. See you next week.